Tell me what you said it, I'm golden. Told you I'm shining. Had to break through. Plan perfect timing. Giving no hands. Nigga, go get it. Radix the ruler. Can't fuck with them peasants. Want to win pleasant. Envy the essence. Fuck about you. More about me. I come from the land. Land that forgotten. That league of the shadows. My city like Gotham. But now I'm the man. You gon' hear this often. Stacking these gems. The boy ain't no option. All black like he gothic. But yet he still blossom. Desire to conquer. Ain't nothing gon' stop him. Damn, I'm so awesome. Now they all flocking. But they ain't care. My close homie died. Fell suicide. And my dad's crack pipe was rocking. They see mama often. But fuck it, I'm off it. Created that funk. Almost went diabolic. Then broke down myself. I was brutally honest. And studied the hidden rebirth to a prophet. I want my worth. For you see mayhem. You screaming Mayday. Fuck what they say. Hey, I want my payday. Me off and Team Rocket. Now who would have thought it? It used to be lit. Now the gems in my pocket. I used to be stressing. Now racking up blessings. Kept manifesting. They stopped self-investing.
Whoops. All right, I think we finally live now. But what's good, Heat Nation? How are we feeling tonight? That's a serious question, by the way, because we were feeling bad to start the game. And then we feeling pretty good towards the end of the third quarter. Heat go on a little bit of a run, go up as much as 18. But of course, because it's Miami Heat basketball, we sitting there with 2 minutes to go, wondering if the Heat are about to blow another lead. But what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Appreciate y'all tuning into the live stream. I see we got a ton of comments already in here. Y'all know we're going to get to your comments all night. I do want to say once again, this is obviously like my second time using this streaming platform, so I do want to make sure that everything is up and running. So let me check the Instagram. The Instagram is up and running. Check. Let me check the Twitter. I don't know. For some reason, I can't. Oh, no, I could see it on Twitter. I can't see the stream on Instagram. But we're going to go ahead and give everyone else a minute to get in here. Why is my guy Chad Weaver saying, dude, we played the Wizards on Twitter? Does he think that I'm hyping this stream up or something? Like, I understand we beat the Wizards. We got to keep that into perspective. But I'm not here to poo-poo a win. Oh, there we go. Look, we live on Twitter. Check that out. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter at @AnthonyD_Heat. It's the same on Instagram, who, truthfully, I can't tell if I'm live on Instagram or not, but who really cares? Anyways, let's let's talk about this game, y'all, because the Miami Heat took care of business versus a team that they absolutely had to win against because they have a very tough schedule coming up. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I do have a couple points about tonight's game that I kind of want to get into, and then y'all know we're going to go ahead and get into all these comments over here. So let me pull up my notes app here, and let's see who we got in here first. I saw someone wanted to get some recognition for being number one. What's up, my guy Chaco Flacco, saying he was the first comment on the stream. You a GOAT for that, my guy. We got Wamando saying, let's go Heat. You already know, baby. We got my guy, Heat fan Trey. What's up, Trey John? He said, respectfully, this win don't count. We all knew we would win. My brother, my brother, my brother. Is that a thing Royal Age? No, that's a thing Twan kind of says. Shout out to Basement Sports Network, as always, man. I'm pretty sure they are live streaming now as well. So if y'all watching this right now, make sure y'all go check them out after the stream and let Royal A. Shepherd know how much I dislike him. Anyways, I was going to say, Trey John, do you not remember it was about a week ago the Miami Heat just lost to the likes of David Roddy and G.G. Jackson, I think was a name, Vince Williams, and Scottie Pippen Jr. Those are some guys that the Miami Heat lost to when they played the Memphis Grizzlies less than a week ago, right? A week ago. So we cannot ever assume anything is going to be a win with this Heat team. What else do we got here? Sunday, the big game versus the Clippers. You already know my boy Thomas is a huge Kawhi Leonard / now LA Clipper fan. That boy going to be rowdy. He may pop into the stream sometime. He said, Ant got to hoop on the Heat court. Well, you already know, man. You ain't seen that picture before. I got a couple highlights of that. I do want to make an actual intro video. It didn't necessarily have a lot of time, so I just kind of did that fire intro, which is from my boy. The song is called Funk Lord from my homie Radix the Ruler. Make sure y'all check him out. He does the intro song, the outro song. He is like one of the best rappers in the game. He fired. He really got music for every beat. What else do we got here? We got Erwin Varela, another GOAT, saying road to 4K subscribers. I do want to point y'all attention right up here in this top left corner, I believe is as you see it in your orientation. The number is currently 3428. Now, last stream, we had a goal to get to 3422 for Jimmy Butler. Now, this stream, I'd like to set a smaller goal something I think we can achieve, a 34-35. Why? Well, because shout out my boy Santi, Santi Go to Game, and his favorite player is KD, and we always got this running joke, and anytime something equals 35, he says not a coincidence. So let's get the 34-35 from my boy Santi Goated. I should make a thing here. Can I make a banner basically saying subscribe? I'll say subscriber. Should have did this prior. Oh well. Subscriber goal. And then we'll put like a little note. 34-20, or what I said, 34-35. That way all the beautiful people in the stream know that we got a subscriber goal of 34-35. I think I could actually make that a running one, a ticker as they call it. I better emphasize ticker so they don't think I'm saying the wrong word. Anyways, let's read some more of these comments before we get into the game. My guy Stoner Bar says, nice setup. I appreciate you, my boy. We got a lot of stuff in here that like I want to be able to display, but my camera only shows so much. We got a Tyler Hero bobblehead, a Bam bobblehead, Jimmy bobblehead. I even got, I'll save the room tour for another time. We got Weston Means saying, I'm going to say it again. I don't care that Terry is shooting booty. That's the understatement. We know he's capable of on the offensive end, but for now, I'm just excited to see his passing and penetration. Pause. I agree to an extent. So we can kind of start talking about the game a little bit. Everyone's had a little bit of enough time to get in here. They've made it a big point on the broadcast, they being basically Eric Reed, saying, be kind to Terry Rozier because he is having some shooting woes, right? And I get it. But to a certain extent, when can we start judging his shooting? Because it's been terrible, right? Now, full disclosure, he's not the reason the Heat lost the games when he came. I'm very happy they won. He was very impactful tonight. I'm just strictly talking about his shooting because it is kind of concerning to a little bit of an extent. Now, I think actually what I'll be able to do here is I'll be able to pull out my handy-dandy screen share if y'all give me a second. And I want to look up Terry Rozier's stats, kind of his game log, because you did have Eric Reed mention that Terry Rozier was actually shooting pretty poorly prior to coming to Miami. So I want to see what kind of rut he's in, because he's been with Miami for a week now. Is this like his 7th, 8th game, something like that? And he's really only had one pretty decent offensive game that I can remember. So I want to kind of look, and no ads. We got to get rid of this Rinvoke. Man, y'all ain't paying me, so I ain't going to keep your ad up. On that note, though, while I do scroll down on Terry Rozier's stats, I did have someone reach out to me today about a potential affiliate marketing thing, not a sponsorship, because basically the difference is a sponsorship pays up front, and an affiliate market is one of those things where you get a percentage of revenue from all products that are sold that you promote. But it was actually pretty cool. It was like this mom and pop coffee shop out of Fort Lauderdale that produces very high quality coffee, and they reached out to me. And we might be working together something soon. They were thinking about making me my own blend of coffee called Baller Brand Coffee. It's in the works, so y'all may hear about that eventually. But we are looking at Terry Rozier's stats here, and you can see he came to Miami. It was right here on the 24th of January. So he's played a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tonight would have been his 6th game with the Heat. And in those 6 games with the Miami Heat, Terry Rozier is averaging... It's loading up right here. Terry Rozier is averaging 10 points a game on 34% from the field and 33% from 3. That's not good, Bob, as they say on the Tobin and Leroy show. That's not good, man. I don't know what to say, right? Because now you're talking about, and you know what? That would have even got worse after tonight's game, which is not updated yet, because tonight, Terry Rozier shots, I think he was 2 for 13. Let me get the exact number right here. Tonight, Terry Rozier shot 2 for 13. That's 15%. So, excuse me. Now we're talking about a 6-game sample size where Terry Rozier is shooting under 34%. When can we start judging him, right? Because there's bad shooting slumps, and then there's whatever the hell Terry Rozier is on right now, which is just god awful. But I'm willing to give him some time to turn it around, obviously. And I guess I wanted to look at Terry Rozier prior to coming to the Heat And yeah, look at this. 0 for 6. Oh, that's from 3. 5 for 12, 9 for 18, 7 for 18, 9 for 15, 8 for 23. So the numbers from the field are hit and miss, but if you look at from 3, 0 for 5, 1 for 7, got hot, not bad, not great. So pretty inconsistent, right? But I've had some people basically hit me up about Terry Rozier, and they basically said, is it too early to get concerned? And I don't think so far. Like, I'm not no reason to get concerned because I don't think Terry Rozier is as bad as he's been, but I also don't think he's as great as he's been for Charlotte this year. I think Terry Rozier's actual play is somewhere in the middle, and that's fine. Because at the end of the day, he's a hell of a lot better than Kyle Lowry. And even though he's been getting to the rim and missing, I've enjoyed watching that way more than seeing Kyle Lowry make $30 million to not shoot the ball. So I'm overall pretty happy with Terry. Not happy, but I'm fine with Terry Rozier. We cool, right? Keep it up. Maybe a little bit of a different story. I saw a tweet. Someone said Terry Rozier is like those reusable paper straws. They do a lot, but they still leave a bad taste in your mouth. Is that good? Dude, I kind of get what he's saying, right? Like, yeah, Terry Rozier's out there doing a lot. He obviously had the 10 assists last game. Tonight he had 8 rebounds, 5 assists. So he's doing a lot out there, right? 0 turnovers, which we love to see. He's doing a lot out there, but the bad shooting leaves a little bit of a taste in your mouth because we're talking about a team that's having struggle scoring. They did put up 110 tonight, which is probably like league average this season, right? And against the Wizards, who are not a great defensive unit, you would have liked to have a little bit of a better performance. But, I mean, it is what it is, right? And I do want to say, though, too, what was I going to say? The offense. Yeah, I was going to talk about the offense. It didn't look smooth tonight, right? When you look at the last game, they finished with, like, I think they rescinded a couple assists. So they had, like, 38 assists on 42 shots. Incredible numbers. You're talking over, 90% of the field goals getting assisted. But tonight, it was a lot of ISO ball. Why is that? I don't have an answer. Like, I'm legitimately asking, why is that? You've seen a nice pick and roll lob to Bam early in the game, and then I think you had a Jimmy to Bam lob, something like that, and then you never saw another lob to Bam the rest of the game. I might have seen another attempt or two that the pass either got tipped or Bam got fouled, but there's no reason they can't spam that pick and roll. Maybe not even spam, but maybe go to it 6 or 7 times a game. Is that too much to ask for? We see how lethal a lob threat Bam Adebayo is. Why can't we get a couple a game? Shoot, I know Bam's got a completely different role nowadays, but when you had D-Wade, when you had Goran Dragic, you was getting those lobs to him very, very frequently. Now, like I said, he was playing a rim runner role back then, but still, he's a much bigger part of the offense now than he was back then. I don't think there's any reason you can't get, Bam to get his mid-range shots and get his lobs at the rim. Now, his shot selection sucks, right? Every shot he takes now is a fadeaway contested mid-range shot, and he'll shoot him even when he isn't open. He'll try to get to his spot, and if it doesn't work, instead of passing it out, he'll still put up the shot. So I think Bam's got to find a better balance of being aggressive, but also being smart, because what's the biggest knock we had on Bam the last 3 seasons? Be aggressive. Stop passing the ball. Maybe it's a little bit too much now. Only took 14 shots tonight. He was 8 of 14, so very efficient. But he did force more mid-ranges than I would prefer. I'll leave it like that. What else do we got here in some of these comments? OTR says, we got to win against a team we need to beat, which is proof we done losing because half the teams we lose on a streak were winnable. You can only play who's on your schedule, and the sign of a good team is taking care of business, right? Against the teams you should be. The Heat did that tonight, right? But so that's why I'm not going to complain. A lot of people might take the route, oh, the win doesn't matter. I get it. It's not anything to celebrate, but I'd argue that there's no regular season win to celebrate. You've been to 2 out of the last 4 NBA finals, 3 out of the last 4 conference finals. We know how it goes, right? Not a huge reason to celebrate any win, in my opinion. And once again, shout out Irwin. Road to 4K subscribers. Y'all help me out. The goal for today is 34-35. What else we got in here? Did anyone understand the tech on Bam? Yeah, I really didn't understand. They called a technical foul on Bam. They didn't explain it. I know it's rare. You don't see a lot of Bam techs, but I honestly don't have an answer to that. This is, okay. I think this is sarcasm. My guy Mamadou said, we're now 2-0 without Duncan. If my Heat fan logic serves me right, he needs to go. At first, I thought you was being serious, but then I understand Heat fan logic is, to a lot of times, Heat fan logic. Shoot, I was doing this myself too. But it's to take these win-loss stats with different lineups and different players and use that as our sole reason for justifying why a player needs to go. Now, that's not my sole reason for justifying if someone needs to leave or stay, right? But it's something that can help back up what I'm seeing with the eye test. You get what I'm saying? What else we got here? Anthony, if Hero Martin and Highsmith play this way against the Clippers, we will get our butts kicked. Yeah, I think the Heat are going to get their asses kicked by the Clippers anyways, right? Don't think we have much of a chance. This is an interesting comment. Tell it the guy who said get off the stream. Who said that? Someone said get off the stream? I have no idea who he's talking about. Wamando said, do you think we going to get LeBron and his son? Now, I wasn't very excited when the news that story broke from that guy basically who had like 4,000 followers. He basically came out and said, LeBron is at the top of the Lakers list to trade, right? And the reason I didn't get too excited is because, one, I don't know that guy. Apparently, he broke Kawhi to the Clippers and LeBron to Cleveland or whatever, right? But anybody could have guessed that. So I don't put much stock into people who I don't know. I trust Woj, I trust Shams, and that's about it, right? So I didn't believe that a lot. Now, of course, Rich Paul came out today and did refute those reports anyways, basically saying that LeBron will not be traded. So do I think Rich Paul's lying to try to get up LeBron's trade value? I don't think that makes a lot of sense. What does Rich Paul care about the Lakers, right? So I'll take Rich Paul for his word on this. So do I think LeBron's getting traded? No, not necessarily, not this season. A lot of people have said, of course he's not getting traded. He's more of an offseason type of guy. He likes to be methodical about it, think about it, pick his teams. And I'd agree with you, except for the fact that he's 39 years old. Literally every season, every month counts. And if he knows that this Laker team isn't going anywhere, I don't think he'd be scared to ask out because he wants to try to beat Jordan. He wants to try to get the 6 rings. He can't afford to have no more wasted seasons. So that could be a reason I could see LeBron asking out, but I don't think he will. And if he was to ask out, well, then, yeah, I could see the Miami Heat because they have mended their relationship over the last several seasons, and I do think that's calculated. Obviously, there was a lot of bad blood between Pat Riley and LeBron when LeBron left, but you've heard LeBron speak since about how much he loves the city. You've heard him talk so highly of Spoelstra. I think what LeBron would love to play with Spoelstra. He said as much. And most importantly, I think this Heat team could compete for a championship if you had LeBron James. Now, this may be an unpopular opinion, and I actually do plan on getting a video out about this at some point, but I would trade everything to get LeBron James. I would trade Jaime Jaquez. I would trade Nikola Jovic. I would trade Tyler Hero. I would trade the first-round pick. Now, they might not have to do all of that because how many teams are going to be bidding for a 39-year-old LeBron? I don't know. But there's no doubt about it that LeBron is still one of the best players in the entire world. We just saw him drop 30, 20, and 11 the other night versus the Warriors. You telling me you could put that on the Heat? A guy that can play 1 through 5 positionless just like Spoelstra loves? I would love to do that because I want to win now with Jimmy Butler. I think Jimmy Butler's shown that he's capable of being the best player on a championship team. Well, now he'd be the number 2. And obviously LeBron is so versatile that he can work with Jimmy. He can work with Bam. I think it'd be a match made in heaven. Now, the problem is you probably would have to trade Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson to make the money work. That's your best shooting. LeBron is at his best with shooters around him. Now, maybe there's other guys they can find. Knowing the Heat, maybe Cole Swider steps up randomly and averages 20 points per game in the playoffs. I don't know. But point is, to answer your question, I'd love LeBron. I just don't think he ends up here this season. Maybe next season, though. What else do we got here? Maybe Scary Terry short for scarily shooting. That's what it sure sounds like. Anything else here? After we got my guy Gene Constantine says after tonight's game, I still think we need to make a move for more size. It's deflating when we allow bigger teams to get offensive boards. How are we gonna stop teams from going on runs? Great point to bring up. Obviously, I don't need to talk about the Heat's deficiencies on size because everybody knows it, right? But the Wizards are an interesting team with this because they have a few trade candidates that I would really love. Now, I did have a video the other day, Tyler Hero trade packages, and I had a Tyus Jones and a Kyle Kuzma trade package to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero. So we talked about those guys. They don't necessarily fix our size issues, although I do love Kyle Kuzma because he's a solid rebounder, can stretch the floor a little bit, can get a bucket, right? But the guy I didn't talk too much about was Daniel Gafford, who we saw have a very nice game tonight. I know he had 13 rebounds, I believe. He had 14 rebounds. So you tell me a guy, 11 points, 14 rebounds, shot 50%. That is exactly what I think the Heat need on this team. Someone that could, a center, basically, right? Or I guess a backup center, because I'm not sure if he could start with Bam because he's not much of a three-point shooter. I would love Daniel Gafford on this team. And in fact, I think he's a guy that could actually be attainable for them. I have no idea what his trade value is, but you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look. So let's go ahead and go back over to our handy dandy as we switch tabs. Trade machine here. Let's go ahead and pull up the Miami Heat and let's pull up the Washington Wizards. And we're going to see if we can find some trade packages to get Daniel Gafford over to the Miami Heat. Now, it looks like Gafford is making $12 million a year for the next 3 years. That is a very nice contract, I think. Anybody in today's NBA who's giving you real production under $15 million, I think that's great value, right? Because we obviously the salary cap so damn high that I do think this is actually very nice value for them. So now let me go ahead and I'm trying to check to see my Instagram if I'm live on Instagram Live. It doesn't look like it. Sorry, chat, just for checking this real quick. But it does not look like I'm live on Instagram Live, even though I said I should be. Oh, well. Anyways, let's go back to Daniel Gafford here. So how can we get this money to match? Pretty easily, I'd say, right? I think any trade the Heat might do this trade deadline would probably start with Caleb Martin, considering I think they know they won't be able to afford to retain him. Now, I don't want to lose Caleb Martin because, like I've said on many times, I think he's a guy that can be a great role player on a championship team because we just saw that last season. But they got to make the money work somehow, and he makes a solid chunk of change to get one of these other role players, right? So if you send him and if you send Thomas Bryant, I know that's not going to be enough, but let's see how short the Heat are. The Heat would still have to cut $2 million. And I know someone who makes about that much, if I do recall. Oh, man, they're still going to be a little short if it's Drew Smith. See, I thought Drew Smith would be enough. See, that's where we get into a problem, Heat fans. Because if you want a guy like Daniel Gafford who makes $12.4 million, you're not trading Jimmy Bam, Tyler Terry, Duncan, Kevin Love, Jaime. Maybe you trade Jay Rich. Maybe you trade Nikola Jovic. I know a lot of Heat fans wouldn't want to do that for a guy like Gafford, but how you going to get the money work? Because, okay, even if we were to throw in Drew Smith into this trade, you're now sending out 3 guys for 1. That doesn't fit great, and the Heat still have to cut an additional $155,000. Where's that coming from, chat? If you have to give a first-round pick, maybe you do a first-round pick, because I do think the Wizards obviously want more value than this poo-poo platter, right? But maybe you could get away with sending Nikola Jovic instead of a first-round pick, and you end up something like this. But I doubt the Wizards can take on 4 roster spots. That means they'd have to cut some people. They wouldn't want to do that. So now that I look at it, it does seem to be a bit difficult to get a Daniel Gafford trade straight up. Unless we do send over Tyler Hero. Just looking. Let's take away Nikola Jovic, and now maybe we can get another piece from the Wizards in return. Let's now look at Tyus Jones. Let's see where that gets us, and boom. What are we thinking? I understand Tyler Hero has been trying to work on his facilitating game a little bit more. Had the 8 assists, 8 rebounds last game. Tonight didn't do too much. Only had 5 assists tonight, and he was 6 of 19. Another terrible shooting night. How many nights in a row are we going to give Tyler Hero a pass? Well, I don't think anyone is anymore, actually. But it's getting to a point with Tyler Hero. His efficient games are very few and far between. He's supposed to be a reliable scorer, and we are not getting the offense we need from him. And we know that Scary Terry can do similar things. So tell me, would you rather have Tyler Hero off the team and you can get in a guy like Tyus Jones who has a 7-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio? He's a pass-first point guard. You could start him at the 1 next to Terry. You'd have a lob passer to Bam. You'd have a guy that could find Jimmy backdoor. And then you get your center like Daniel Gafford, a perfect backup center, 6'10". I would do this trade if I was the Miami Heat. I don't think a lot of Heat fans would. And I understand that we talked about Tyler for Donovan Mitchell and Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard. But guess what? Tyler Hero got you none of them. So I don't think his trade value is as high as Heat fans think it is. That's the reason I might do this trade. Now, Tyler Hero's the best player in this trade. Don't get it wrong. But you're trading a guy who is a better player for two pieces that fit better. That's why I think that I might do a trade like this. As we're going to go ahead and come back over here where we still got the subscriber goal at 34-35. Let's see some of those comments. We got my guy, Murphy Collins. What's up, Murphy? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you tuning in. He said, do you think that he should pick up Jason Giambi as their point guard? I'm not going to lie to you, chat. I don't know who Jason Giambi is. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to this tab over here. Am I sharing this tab? Yes. And I'm going to look up. Isn't that a baseball guy? Baseball. He's a baseball guy. How did I know that? I know a little bit of everything. But what was his question? He said, oh, y'all can't even see because I don't even got a screen. He said, as their point guard, I'll tell you what, this dude looked like a white Kyle Lowry. So if he's anything like Kyle Lowry, hell no. And why am I getting a notification about wrestling? I ain't care about no wrestling. They had the Bleacher Report I got to go back. See, it's hard when you got no producer over here. And then we're going to go back to the channel analytics here. Look at that. Bleacher Report put the notification out with the red siren emoji. Had me thinking some trade broke, man. I ain't care about no wrestling. What else do we got here? I'm just reading through some of these comments. What's up, my boy Monty? How you doing, bro? Make sure y'all comment your questions. Gonna try to get to everyone in here. We got my boy George. What's up, George? That's my boy. If y'all ain't ever seen the show Witness Weekly, that's the show that me and George used to do together on the Basement Sports Network that will be coming back at some point. Not consistently, but we might do a random episode here and there. He said, and I got this muted right now, but I love doing your thing. I appreciate you, George. Okay, so we kind of caught up on the comments here. So let me see what else I got on my list here of things to talk about for this game. That's Heat versus Kings. Heat versus... Okay. I actually... I'm realizing just now in my notes app, I put Heat versus Hornets because for some reason with that aqua-ass court, I was over here... What's this say? Ant trying to act like he don't be watching Monday Night Raw. Bro, I never got into wrestling for some reason. I don't know why. Like almost all my friends... Hey, we got a sub, baby. We almost there. 6 away from the goal. Make sure y'all hit the sub. Coincidentally, we got 35 people in here right now. All 35 of y'all better be sub now. Listen, if you on your phone, you scroll up, you take your finger, you hit that sub button. It's completely free. If you on the desktop, go ahead, scroll down a little bit, hit that sub button, because I do appreciate you a lot. I truthfully don't even know if this, how live this subscriber count is. I'm not too sure. But anyways, what were we talking about? Nah, I never really got into wrestling, even though all my boys do. I had like one of the games as a kid. I had like WWE something. Used to play as I guess Hulk Hogan, or the Iron Sheik. That's who I used to play as. Is that a wrestler? You let me know. So what I want to pull up here, I was talking about the Wizards. They had that aqua ass court. They had me thinking that it was the Charlotte Hornets, right? Are those not the ugliest jerseys you ever seen in my life? I have no idea why the hell they would do something like that. I also got here, I want to talk about Corey Kispert, who is the story of the game for the Wizards, because he finished with 26 points. If y'all have been watching Miami Heat basketball for any amount of time, you knew Corey Kispert was going to light the Miami Heat up today. They had him at 10.5 points on the anonymous player prop betting app that doesn't sponsor me, so I will not say their name. And you best believe your boy smashed the over. Now, I actually didn't just because I don't want to take the over on guys on the other team because that's no fun to root for. But I do want to say that I did call that. Because actually, before the game, I was recording what we call like a Miami Heat roundtable. It's like a 45-minute-ish podcast with me and a couple other Miami Heat YouTubers. We have my boy Amir from Team to Beat Miami Heat, Ernest from Miami Heat Talk, my guy Trent from like Miami Heat Network, I think it is, and then my boy Martel from like the Miami Heat Zone podcast. My first time meeting, y'all heard my door just slam shut? We got like this AC draft in here. I guess it just popped it open. It scared me for a second. It was my first time talking to all of those guys, actually. So I'm still trying to remember everyone's name. But we had a good-ass time, y'all. So that will be on their channels at some point. I might put some clips on my channel, like kind of make a compilation, put it on my channel as well. But I don't really want to steal their content and have duplicate videos. But those guys were awesome. So make sure y'all go follow them too when the video comes out. But on it, we talked about Corey Kispert, and we said that he would light the heat up and to smash that over 10.5 points. So if y'all did, y'all made some good money tonight. As we got another sub up here, 5 away from the goal, baby. We also got okay, that's the last of my actual notes on this thing, because how much time was I going to spend writing notes about the Wizards? Couldn't be me. Let's get back to some of these comments in here. DJ Rudolidge, you see the vision, saying Tyler Hero can't get us a well. He survived every single trade package and sweepstakes. How? And we all said, how does he keep surviving these? When Dame was so belligerent about coming to the Heat, we said, oh, this is the one that Tyler Hero can't survive. But here he is. And we said, how the hell does he do this? I think the answer is his trade value isn't that high. Otherwise, he would have been on another team, right? And he's a good player, excellent scorer. But for some reason, a lot of teams don't value him as much as Heat fans do. And I think that should tell you something, right? Because other teams aren't looking at it from a biased perspective. Bleacher Report is clickbait, 1000%. We got another comment about my mustache. It won't be a Anthony DiNardo video without a comment on my mustache. He said that mustache needs to go, like 14 needs to get benched. Now, let me ask you a question, my guy. And I think this might also be George, because he has I think he commented on Twitter, and I think this is his YouTube channel now, because we know my boy George got that Paul Pierce patchy mustache himself. But are you saying my mustache needs to go, or are you saying it needs to get benched? Those are two different things, because benching it could be a restyling of sorts. I could trim it down, I could grow it out, I could goatee it, I could do things with it. But if you asking for me to trade it to the, I don't know, Brooklyn Nets for Dorian Finney-Smith, I don't know how that would look, right? Because imagine me like this. I don't know, because I got the little bit of a chin strap, which isn't most full itself. It would look awkward if I just shaved the stash, right? I either got to shave it all or keep it all. Problem is, when I shave it, I look like a child. You know what? I'll show y'all exactly what I look like when I save the stash, because this is actually just something I noticed earlier. Let me pull this up real quick. Okay. So how can I show this? If I go like this, yeah, perfect. Oh no, that's the old man filter. How I do this? This is what I look like if I was to shave my mustache. So Heat or George, if that's you in the comments, this is what I would look like if I shaved it. Do you think this is a better look than? Yeah, I think it is actually. It very well might be. What else we got here? Just trade Tyler for a better fit and unleash Scary Terry. Low key, we thinking alike, my guy. We low key thinking alike. But somehow we already been talking for 30. How long are we talking? Almost 35 minutes here. I don't have a ton to say, just because what the hell is there to talk about? There is a few things that I kind of want to discuss, but I am gonna have a new episode of my podcast. Maybe I record it tonight. Maybe I actually drop the podcast tomorrow. I could do that. So I don't want to give it all away, because some of the topics that we are going to discuss on the podcast are the Bam Adebayo making the All-Star game, talk about the rest of the Lakers rosters. I want to talk about some of the other stuff going on in the NBA, like Joel Embiid's unfortunate injury. So I got a few things in there. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start to close this here. I greatly appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all run that sub up, because me asking for 7 subs and not even getting that, is sad. It's sad, but I don't care, because to be honest, I do this because I have a good time. And we still got a ton of people in here, and I genuinely greatly appreciate y'all, all of y'all, as always. Make sure y'all check out the podcast, Believe in Miami Heat. It'll be on this channel, also on all of your audio platforms. Maybe tomorrow or Sunday. I'll see when I feel like recording that thing. And then also, of course, as always, follow the Basement Sports Network. Maybe I'll go hop on there right now if they're still live. They usually are, because usually it takes them 20 minutes to get going anyways. So if y'all go over to the Basement Sports Network right now, I'm going to hop in the stream live. I'll see if Royal lets me on. Make sure y'all go hop over there. I'll see y'all later. Peace out, y'all. Oh, I ain't even got an outro. I got to make an outro. We'll just play this one in the end of the thing.